Alright, messing with this a while today, and finally got it fitting pretty good. I can't remember who the person was that posted on my Facebook business page, but they was telling me there's auto metal direct taillight panels for the Plymouth Duster that said this middle line right here going all the way across was creased too much, and it was clamped inwards. And that was making my gap too wide right here between the trunk and the taillight panel. So he said to take it off and put it on the ground and push on it. And I was in fear of bending it and warping it up, doing it that way. So I left all the screws attached across the bottom and just took all of these out on each side. And I've got two there, and there's about 3 inside the trunk lid there. I'll open it up in a minute and show you. But at first, I did what he said, and I stuck my thigh right here on that part, and I'll open this up. And with all of these screws out of it, I'll have my thigh there. I grabbed it in the middle, and I just kept pushing with my thigh and pulling out with my hand and kind of tweaking it, getting the top to flex and bow out. And it did seem to flex out a little bit, but every time I would put it back up there and just put like one screw in the middle here to hold that where it needs to be, and I shut the trunk lid, the gap, got better over here on this end, but I still had this wide gap on this side. And I did another video, which I have not uploaded yet. Don't know if I will. I may just use this to replace it. But I was talking about how this car had been damaged, and it was hit somewhere in the side here on the rocker panel. We replaced the whole exterior rocker panel. The inside was good, but the rocker panel was pushed in probably 3/4 of an inch right up there at the A-pillar. And I also had to replace part of the A-pillar there. Haven't ground the welds down yet. Got that done. But all that was pushed in. I had a really wide gap all in through here, and the seals just would not fit at all. And right down in there, I could stick 2 of my fingers sideways between the door and where the inner rocker panel was welded onto the outer rocker panel. And it was that way all the way down and even up the side of the door. And so I had to take a big 2x4 and a 4-pound sledgehammer, keep hitting all the way across just to knock that inwards. But that's a big mess. I finally got all that done. I think I talked about it in another video. And as I've said before, the quarter panel was pushed in quite a bit here. I pushed that back out as far as I could, but still, it's not exactly right. So I ended up having to weld on it to fill up the door gap, because the door gap was too wide through here, and the quarter panel was pushed in substantially there, so I had to put welds out there, which I have not ground down yet, to get it out there flush. And I've done that mainly on the edge there because I didn't want to build that up with fiberglass reinforced Bondo and worry about it chipping. Because even though that's stronger, you still got a chance of it chipping right there on the edge of the door. People getting in and out, seatbelt could hit it, just anything. So I figured it's better to build that up with a weld and then grind it down, and then if I got a little thin layer of body filler right back in here, it's not going to be as bad, because it's not going to be an area where it's going to chip and get knocked off easy. So back to the taillight panel. So as I said a while ago, the crease in the middle there, I pulled that back. It didn't quite do it. And as I was also saying, I was afraid if I took it off and put it on the ground and pushed it on the middle to try to spread it out, I was afraid I'd bend the whole panel up and get it really out of shape bad. And I kind of did that a little. It's not too bad. See that little dent right there? It is. Get out of the way of the shadow. Well, it's right there. You got to get it just the right angle. It's in there. Anyway, I did that with my knee pushing on it. So, what I finally ended up doing to get this thing spread apart right So you see how I've got this jack here. And I've got 2 or 4 going up, and this is a big thick piece of angle iron. The thing's not going to flex. It's like, I think it's 3/8 of an inch thick. I'll put it across there. I put the jack on there, and I scotched the wheels so the car wouldn't roll because the transmission and motor's out of it. And then I kept my foot back here on the jack. I just slowly jacked this up. I kept pushing and pushing and pushing. And I'm watching everything real slow to make sure nothing's going to crease or buckle, because I know it can happen in the blink of an eye. But I kept pushing it up, and this part here, that probably got raised all the way to there. That's how much this metal will flex. So when you're stretching a piece of metal like that to get it where you think you need it, you got to go slow and easy. You can't go too much too fast, but you know. So if you're not sure and you've never done it before, the best thing to do is just go a little bit at a time, jack it up. Even if you've done this 100 times, it's probably best just to do a little bit at a time. Jack it up, and let's say on this particular car, right there's where you want this to be finished. But if you're starting out and it's down here, when you first start jacking on it, try to get it stretched and moved up there. You jack and jack till it gets so, say like a 1/4 inch above it. Then let the jack down and see where it goes. Most time it's going to go right back to where it was, just jacking that little bit. So then you take it a little bit higher and just keep doing that till you find out what it's got to take to get it to relax and spring back to the place where you want it to be. And I'll show you up underneath here. Alright, you see where that angle iron is? The corner of that, right up in there, right across that area, that's where it was creased too much. And it was, get my hand in there, it was kind of pinched inwards like that. That was pulling all this down, which made this line right here too far away from the trunk panel. So, on the other side, like I said, when I had everything unscrewed, I just kind of bolted out from the middle line. That got that side pretty good. So I'm assuming, since this car's been in the wreck, and that rocker panel over there was pushed in, and the inner fender apron on the front was pushed outwards and up. So I had to cut that off the 75 and replace it. But also, something, the whole front end of this car, the A-pillar forward has been painted orange at one time. Now, I don't know if somebody possibly just wanted all under the hood orange and the rest of the car brown. Who knows, but this car before was painted some kind of metallic brown. I don't know the code on it. That was a factory color on here. And all that under the hood was painted orange. So that's something else that makes me believe that this car was in a wreck and someone chopped off the whole front end and then tried to fix that rocker panel. And, you know, they didn't worry about fixing it right. They just had almost an inch of Bondo piled up in there. And anyway, I've already talked about all that. It was a big mess. So, get back about this. So, with this car being in the wreck, I thought maybe, you know, this thing might have a slight diamond on it or something. The front, I measured it. It's all squared off. No problem. I have not got to adjusting the hood yet, because I want to get the doors on here, make sure they're matching to the quarter panels, because all the quarter panels of the car is really where you got to start from, because they're stationary, they're not going to move. Your doors, your fender, your hood, all that's adjustable. Your trunk's adjustable, bumpers are adjustable. So you want to start by getting your doors fitting right to the quarter panels and make sure the gaps are all right there. Make sure they're shutting and opening nice and smooth and easy, not making any weird clanks or hard rattles or seem like it's dragging. Get that done. Then put your fenders on there, get them adjusted, get your gaps right between the cowl and the fender and the door, and then stick your hood on there. And then sometimes it's going to take a lot of finagling back and forth. You'll be putting shims and spacers here and there and tightening bolts and loosening bolts and moving things all around. It gets frustrating. It takes some time. But if you want your car to fit together good, that's the kind of things you got to do. So I'm bad about drifting off on other topics, but now to get back about this taillight panel. So I've got all that fitting good. I've explained about how I had to tweak it around, get it lined up right. Nothing is welded on here yet. It's all temporary with these self-tapping sheet metal screws. So I'm going to shut the trunk lid and show you how I got my gap. Yes, this thing needs some lubrication, but I don't want to do it yet because I got to paint it. The less problems I have with fish eyes, the better. But anyway, so I'm going to shut it. Shuts pretty easy. Now, just turn that, it pops open. Turn it back. Nice and easy. Now, I'll step back and pan out. I know it's kind of hard to tell the gap because they're two different colors. Sometimes that helps, sometimes it don't. Sometimes it makes it harder to see. But I'll get up here closer. Kind of pan across. Let you look at the gap. Like I said, for me, it's kind of hard to tell and try to catch the lighting. Now, I'm going to try to do this if I can with my finger. Alright. My finger's in there and I'm not pushing. And right there on each side I've noticed if I push in hard, it goes all the way back to the cuticle of my fingernail. It does it same way over here. But if I just leave it loose, let's see, right about there, that's after we get past this curvature. I don't know if all these cars this way, but it seems like where that's curving, the gap starts getting a little wider there. At this point in time, I'm not too concerned about how that gap gets wider. If I do get picky on it, I may just run one little bead of weld across the edge of that, and grind it down, and then file it, get all that flat and everything, and then get the gap exactly right to where when I put my finger up here, it meets just like that. But going in level, it goes in that far. So let's get back over to here. I'm dragging my finger across. See, basically, it just goes a little bit past the end of my fingernail. My finger keeps grabbing in. But the gap, tell you what, let's get on this other side. I think I can drag my finger easier. All right, we get right there. It's right at the end of my fingernail. It stays the same. It's right there. Right on the end of it. Yep. Starts getting right. Let's see there. Starts getting a little bit wider. A little wider. And then gradually sucks in over there. But I might can stick something in the middle here, and then get one of my daughters come out here help me, have them over there and put some weight on that side, and I'll put some weight on this side, get that trunk lid to bow down. I've had to do that with trunks and hoods before, and it was scary the first time I seen someone do that. It's a body shop I worked for, and the owner of the body shop did it. Like, oh my God, this is a Lexus hood. You just spent $400 for this, and this was back in 1994. And here he is bending the hood, and you could hear, the seam sealer popping on it, and things kind of cracking. And I was like, oh my God, I just couldn't believe it. It freaked me out. But he got it to fit good, and then he told me, he goes, now turn it over and check everything. Make sure no welds popped loose. If they did, he said, weld them, fix them, put it back on there, check it, make sure it fits. And then re-seam seal it, and we'll get her painted. And we did it, and the hood fit, and believe it or not, we didn't have to do any body work to the outside of it. And there's just a couple of spot welds I had to put under the hood, and then I polished them off with a Scotch-Brite roll-lock on an angle grinder. And after I seam sealed it and put sealer on it and painted it, you could never tell anything was done. So that's where I'm at today. I do believe this thing is ready to get started welding on. And I've got a lot of welding to do because I've got inside the trunk, outside here, those little pieces there were original from the car. I had to cut them off because they didn't come with the taillight panel or the quarter panel extension pieces. I don't know what they're called. I didn't even bother looking them up. These were not in bad shape. So I just took them off and cleaned them up on the inside and stuck them on there. I'll get them welded, and then I'll take the Scotch-Brite roll-off and get that bit of paint off of it, and we'll go to town with it. But got a bunch of tack welds I got to do around here to get all that done. A lot of plug welds to do. So gotta go pick up my daughter from church. Well, at 6 o'clock I'm going to get cleaned up enough to where I can get in my truck and not make a mess out of my truck. And then go get my daughter at church at 7:30. If it's not too cold, I'll get out here and finish doing some welding. And then after all this welding, I'm sure I've probably got a good 7 or 8 hours of grinding ahead of me. So there's the video for today. And I'm fairly pleased with it. It's finally looking like a car again back here. Oh, and one thing I just remembered, actually before I do start welding anything, I really don't want to do it, but it's best that I do. I need to go get the bumper, put it back on here, and make sure it's all fitting well to the quarter panels. I don't really foresee any problem out here, but on the ends here, where I had to bend all this in, because that part there was actually flared out that way where I'm bending my finger towards me. That's so when you put this on here, you gotta put the taillight panel on first, put this over it, and then you gotta bend that over the top of it, and all that gets welded together. So anyway, so I probably gotta carry the bumper around here and test fit that. So yes, to one of my friends that commented, I have not got the steel picked up yet. It was over here because it was out of my way, and it's quite heavy. These pieces are 10 foot long, and they're, I said it was 3/8 of an inch thick. I believe that's 1/4 inch thick. But they're kind of heavy. And there's a lot of it there. I guess I can move it over here and stick it under the Nova. As you can see, this side of the shop is pretty full too. I just put a quote into, I think it was called Armstrong Buildings yesterday, to see how much a 60 by 100 shop will cost. Kind of afraid to see the estimate, but what my goals are, what I'd like to do is someday get that big shop built. We're talking about moving to Florida. I don't know if we will or not, or when. One of my sons are already there. My oldest daughter, they plan on moving there. Her husband, which is my son-in-law, is in school now, getting his degree, and going to be in I think business finance, or business administration finance, or something like that. I can't remember the name. But he's had offers to work on Wall Street. But I think they're wanting to live either in Orlando or Tampa. My youngest son is in Tampa now, and so if my oldest daughter moves down there, someone's hunting a squirrel or rabbit here at 22. But if they move down there, we're probably going to move down there, and if we move, I'm sure my wife's parents will move. So luckily I've got a good amount of equity in the home here, so we'll just take that and move it over and use it to finance the shop and put the rest of it down on the house. Start over on house payments. Yahoo. But I've talked long enough. This video is almost 20 minutes long now. So, as always, like the videos, share them. Any Facebook pages or Twitter, Instagram, anything you got like that, you got a car page that you like. If you see something on here that I'm doing and you like it, or if it helps you, or you think it help someone else, share it. And then, like always, like the video and subscribe to the channel. Click the little bell. Make sure you get all the updates for every new video I put out. Here lately, I've been quite frequent with the videos I've been uploading and the pictures I've been posting to my Facebook page. On Facebook, it's Mizell Paint and Body Shop. You look on there. And got quite a few pictures there and some stuff I've done over the past probably 7 or 8 years. And it's just a small amount of it. It's nowhere near everything I've done, but just a few of the ones I thought were worth showing. But like I said, like the channel. I'm trying to get up to 1,000 subscribers so I can get the channel monetary. So that's all for now. I'm going to get to work and start welding on this puppy. Well, actually, I got to go get that bumper, test fit it, and start welding. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.